The same temporary residence permit for non-EU citizen is for 1 year, and for EU citizens is valid for 5 years. You can work with that permit. You can go to school with that permit. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendell. I'm a content creator that lives in Zurich, Switzerland. If this is the first time of coming across my channel, please don't make it your last. Turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a video or content like this. So I'm gonna leave a disclaimer before I start my video. This is something I do from time to time. The disclaimer I'm gonna be leaving here is I am not an immigration lawyer. I'm not an immigration consultant. I don't do visa. I don't help in application of any kind. All I do is create content like this that help you or direct you or answer some of the questions that you are asking or wondering. So I hope I make myself clear. Be careful of scammers that will call you and say I provide visa or I'm going to help you with your admission and stuff like that. I don't do that. I don't have that time. It's not one of the services I render here on YouTube. So if you're not following me on my various social media platforms, please do well to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. It's the same name, Wendell Space, everywhere. Yes, so let's get back to the video. If this is your first time of stopping by, please don't make it your last. Click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I drop a video like this. Please, let's get this channel to 10,000. We're gradually getting there. I know I took a little bit of break, but I'm back right now. Let's move this channel a bit, okay guys? Yes, so welcome back to my channel. In today's video today, I'm going to be talking about Switzerland resident permit for EU citizens and non-EU citizens. If this is the kind of video for you, because a lot of people are wondering, I've got a bit of questions about the permit in Switzerland. What can you do with the permit? I don't understand the permit. I heard there is BCLS and all those things that comes with it. So I'm going to be clarifying that for you based on the research I have. I have my computer here, so based on the research I have been able to carry it out and itemize all these things. I'm going to tell you the benefits and the different types of permits in this video. So let's jump into the video. So in Switzerland, the residence permit for EU citizens is totally different from non-EU citizens. So EU citizens are able to come into Switzerland and get a job and do a lot of things. There are a lot of benefit that comes with being an EU citizens rather than a non-EU citizens. And the permit you get in Switzerland depending on the resident or your nationality. So it is entirely based on your nationality is the residence permit you get. And the other thing you need to know that Switzerland has 26 cantons, and each cantons decide how to offer their residence permit. So the resident permit is not generalized. It's not like in Nigeria where you have one government that controls everything. I have said in my video, it is different in Switzerland. Every canton has the right to make decisions. They have the right to do whatever they want to do. And Switzerland puts a cap or a restriction on the number of non-EU citizens that are allowed in the country every year. So you need to consider that. So Zurich has a quota of number of non-EU citizens they are allowed to come into the country. Geneva has the same thing. Basel, they control. That way they control the influx of people, because as you know, Switzerland share country with a lot of these European nations, and being the richest, the smallest, the beautifulest, a lot of people want to move here. So that putting that cap on the number of people or the number of permit they issue help to reduce migration of people into Switzerland. So but for non-EU citizens, apart from the Romanians and the Bulgarians and Hungarians, it's not like that. For non-EU citizens, they are free to come into Switzerland and get a residence permit. So I hope I am able to explain that clearly for you. So right now we're going to go to the different type of residence permit that are issued in Switzerland. The first permit that I'm going to talk about is the asylum seekers permit, which is the L permit. So that L permit is given to asylum seekers that are seeking refuge in Switzerland, or people that, you know, there are a lot of war happening all over the place, like in Ukraine, in Niger, in Congo, a lot of places. And when they come to Switzerland to seek asylum, they get the L permit. That is what is issued to them. So the other permit I'm going to talk about is the short-term stay permit, which is the L permit. So that L permit is valid for 1 year. If you're a non-EU citizen or you're an EU citizen, you get a job and you move to Switzerland to work, you are issued this short-term stay permit, which is valid for 1 year and you renew it every year. So it gives you the time to decide if you want to move here permanently and get the residence permit, or you just want to be a temporal mover. You just come once, you need to work, and you leave. So that is something you need to put into consideration. So the other one is the residence permit. The B permit is the temporal residence permit, and with this kind of permit for the non-EU citizen, it is valid for 1 year. So you have to renew it every year. They send you a letter to tell you that your permit is expiring. You need to come back to renew the permit, and it's straightforward, really. You get your permits. I know a lot of people, they say, okay, I'm waiting for my permit for 5 years, 10 years. It's not like that in Switzerland. Once your permit is about to expire, they will send you a letter telling you that your permit is about to expire. You should come and renew your permit, and as long as you have a job, you can walk into the migration office and renew your permits on the spot. So for EU citizens, that permit is valid for 5 years. So you can see the difference in permits. The same temporary residence permit for non-EU citizen is for 1 year, and for EU citizens is valid for 5 years. You can work with that permit. You can go to school with a lot of things with that permit. There is a bit of there's no so much restriction on the national that holds that permit. As long as you have a B permit, as a student, as a worker, you can go ahead and work and earn money and live in Switzerland. So the other permit I'm going to be explaining is the permanent residence permit, which is the C permit. So the C permit, the non-EU citizens, they have B permits they renew it every year. When they get to the 10th year, they can now get a C permit. The C permanent residence permit for non-EU citizens, they get after 10 years of living in Switzerland, continuously having the B permit, continuously paying their tax, working, not taking from the government, not being on benefit, and all those good things that come with having a residence permit. Is the same thing for your children, for your spouse, and everybody that is attached to you. So for the EU citizens, after 5 years of living in Switzerland, they have the privilege to apply for a Swiss permanent residence permit. So for American citizens, Canadians, German, Italians, France, Spanish, Portuguese, after 5 years of living in Switzerland, they can apply for a permanent residence permit, and it's issued to them. Yeah, so that's the benefit they have with having this kind of permit. Another permit we have is the G permits. You know, because Switzerland share border with Germany, France, Italy, there's a lot of people that live across in Germany. They can just drive down to, is a bordering country, so they can actually drive down to Switzerland to work and return on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So those people, they have the G permit. They allow them to cross the border. It's a cross-border commute kind of permit, so you can live across the border and actually work in Switzerland and make money and earn money and make a living in Switzerland. So they give you this permit that in case if the custom and immigration stop you at the border, you show this permit that say you have a G permit that allows you to work and live work in Switzerland. One thing you should put into consideration is all of these cantons, they have their own rights, how they issue you your permit. So I can be living in Zurich, and my permit that was issued to me can be different from a friend that is living in Bern or in Basel or Geneva. So don't really compare your permit or your status with someone else, because everybody's story is different. Every canton decide how they give their permit. So let me give you an instance. If for instance now, being a Nigerian and I'm married to a Nigerian that have a Nigerian passport, when they issue me a permit, they will issue me a 1 year B permit that allows me to stay in the country, and I renew it every year till I get to the point where I apply for a C permit. Okay, and I'm a Nigerian, I'm married to a German citizen. They issue me a 5 years B permit because my spouse is an EU citizen. That way I get, so we're both married to Nigerians, but Nigerians that are Nigerian and German. So it's a different types of permit. So don't compare yourself and say, okay, but your husband is Nigerian, why do you have, or your wife is Nigerian, why do you have a B permit that is valid for 1 year and I have the one that is valid for 5 years? You need to put into consideration that you are a non-EU citizen and this other person is an EU citizen, so it does not work together. And when you have the B permit, you cannot just get up one day and decide, you know what, I want to move to another canton, because once you get there, you're going to go through the process of applying for permit again and getting a new permit from that place. And in some cases, you lose all the rights you already have where you have been. Like, for instance, you've been in Zurich for 2-3 years and you decide to move to Basel. When you move to Basel, you're starting all over again. That is what I heard, and I know that's how it works. When you move to Geneva, you start all over again. So you need to just try, and within Zurich, you can move within within the states, within the the cities, the cities in Zurich. You can maybe live in Kloten today, tomorrow you move to Alstetten, the other time you move to Winterthur or Efritikon. You can move within the city, but you don't leave the city of Zurich, so that way your permit is valid and legal for the duration of time you're staying till you get your permanent residence. Then you can decide to say, you know what, I don't want to live in Zurich anymore, I want to move to Geneva, and you move to Geneva. So this is something you need to put in consideration when you are trying to apply for Swiss permits, or you are trying to understand. I hope I was able to make myself clear in this video. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this content, and stay safe till I come to your screen again. My name is Wendell, and God bless you.